Hello everybody, it's the 24th of August today, and let's just pop the can in for scale. But my hibiscus here has put on a lot of new growth this year, and well, it suffered a little bit during the recent hot weather, and it's been nibbled a little bit by various insects, but what we have got is a whole lot of flower potential buds. Flower potential buds, what on earth am I saying? Just a lot of flower buds. So I think we're going to get a lot of flower this year, which is nice. Let's move you in a little closer so you can see what I mean. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 branches, and on the ends of which we have some nice big fat juicy flower buds. Now, I bought this tree online in 2019, and there is a playlist on this tree. I don't think I ever knew exactly what colour the flowers were going to be on this tree, and it didn't flower last year. I'm hoping that nothing terrible is going to happen between now and these buds opening, and I'm finally going to find out whether I've got a pink one or a blue one, or a white one with a red throat. I believe I purchased it from eBay. So I know it doesn't look like much of a bonsai. If anything, it just looks like a shrub in a flat pot. It's in this seed tray. But what I'm trying to achieve is building a trunk. And again, if you go back and look in the playlist, you'll see it was a tiny little thing. Oh, come out. Not much thicker than this 3mm piece of wire. Why did I do all that? And why didn't I just say it was about 3mm thick, or about as thick as this stem here? Who knows? Sometimes my brain doesn't take the shortcuts. It makes me go around the long way. Anyway, as you can see, removing the leaves, we're beginning to develop a nice thickish trunk, and I will probably cut this right back hard over winter into next spring, continuing to build a trunk. Hibiscus having large flowers, you essentially need to make it quite a large bonsai, so I'd like to build a big fat trunk, and that's my usual preference. Anyway, we'll come back and have a proper look at this tree again when the flowers are beginning to open. You might also have seen I put out a short back in this, well, I think it was spring of this year, although times blur and jumble in my mind sometimes, whereby I bought some hibiscus from a garden centre at hugely reduced prices, proper bargains, and this one I actually got for nothing because the label was lost and they didn't know what variety it was or what colour or anything it was. So free tree if I wanted it. Little willow, little goat willow, seeded itself in here. But basically, yeah, this one I've just put in a pot in this large, oversized seed tray. The other two that did have labels, I put one in the garden, in the ground, and one in a pot in the front garden. Neither of them have grown anywhere near as much as this one in the pot, and this one actually has flower buds as well. So I shall be finding out what I've got sooner rather than later. And again, I'm trying to build a trunk, so let's pop in the can for scale. We've got an interesting bit of movement. Some might say a strange kink, but I'm going to call it an interesting piece of movement. So there we have it, 2 hibiscus bonsais. This one is the first time in this playlist, but I will probably keep it going as well. Maybe separate them out at some stage, as I sometimes do. So it's the 1st of August here, and I'm filming this on my phone because I want to sort of weave in and out and show you the buds, but this hibiscus, every now and again you're starting to see glimpses of colour from these buds, and it's got a lot of bud, and I'm hoping they're all going to open. What could go wrong at this point, I hear you shout? Well, never count your chickens until they're hatched, but definitely the buds are bursting, and we're seeing a dark rich purple, which of course will lighten up. Buds often lighten, or flowers often lighten as they open, so we'll see. Either way, I'm quite excited now to see exactly what I bought. So it's the 6th of September, and the first bloom on the hibiscus has fully opened at last. It's paler, more pink than I expected it to be. The buds themselves being a much darker purple. Obviously, flowers usually open to a slightly paler shade than the buds, but this is more pink, and on screen it looks more mauve, so I don't know. There we go, slightly zoomed in shot. The centre is glorious creamy white, and then you have these markings in the throat which are almost scarlet, and then, as I say, this sort of mauvey pink in contrast to these dark buds. I think this is going to make a rather nice, handsome little bonsai one day, or large bonsai indeed. It will need to be. Let's zoom you back out. At the moment it's well, it's doing what hibiscus do and being a shrub rather than a tree, but come next year, once the dangers of frost are past, I shall reduce it quite substantially back to a single trunk with hopefully some interesting movement and taper, and then can begin to build a head on the top of that. So it will be a broom style, a natural style tree, as in how I see it in my head. Could almost describe it as a standard or even a half standard what am I trying to say? As in with roses and fuchsias, you get a standard and a half standard on a single trunk, and then a head, but hopefully more tree-like than that. Anyway, I'll pop this back on the bench, and we'll come back and look at it when it's got a few more blooms, just so you can see and enjoy the prettiness of it all. So it's the 25th of September today, and the plant has given me a lot of flower so far. Each flower only lasts about a day and a half, 2 days at most. Quite a number have gone over now, but I've still got a lot of bud and a lot of flower to come. So yeah, I think this will make a rather nice flowering bonsai one day. So it's the 5th of October now, and feels like I've been waiting forever for this second hibiscus to come into flower. The other has been flowering for quite a long time now and is still growing strong, whereas this, the buds seem to take forever to grow. But finally, and I feel like I should have to say Ta-da! We have flower, and it is a very different colour to the other. That was a sort of pale pinky purple, whereas this is more of a reddy pink, and the centre seems to be slightly darker and has a deeper blush to it, and the very centre of course is a well, more creamy yellow than the white of the other flower. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I had no idea what the flower on this one was going to be like when I bought it. In fact, I didn't well, I did buy it, but they didn't charge me anything for it because it had a lost label. So it was one of my favourite things in the world, which is a bargain. And so I'm going to grow it on now, and it will become my second hibiscus bonsai. So we'll end this one here. Next year, next spring, well, I won't be repotting this. It's been put into this extra large double-sized seed tray to grow on and fatten up, and the trunk has certainly fattened up a little. Next spring I will chop it back and grow it on and try and get a trunk, and as I said in the earlier parts of this video, hopefully try and make it look like a tree rather than a standard fuchsia or something. Either way, lots of pretty flowers. So thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment down below, let me know what you think. Most of all, stay safe everybody.